Hey everybody, it's Kimberly and you are watching Thriving on a Budget. So, this is my cute hair that my mother did for me before all the craziness escalated. I appreciate her. I wanted to show you guys today just kind of a fun meal you guys can think about based off what you have in your cupboard. I was thinking it would be fun to do kind of like an indulgent, like Italian meal with my family. So I'll show you one of my favorite ways to do chicken gnocchi soup. It kind of mimics one from a very popular Italian restaurant. And so I'll show you the way that I do it. And there's a couple different variations based off what you actually have on hand. So I'll show you what it looks like. It's so yummy. This is one of my favorite things. Okay, not sure how well you can see that, but there's gnocchi nuggets in it. There's frozen kale. There's this nice creamy broth. I put canned chicken in mine, but you don't have to. Like, it's obviously like, what do you have on hand? If you don't have chicken, you don't have to use chicken. It's still really good even without it. So let me show you. Okay, so basically you need to have kind of a creamy, fatty base, and you need saltiness. So I'll show you how I achieve that, as well as I'll show you some of the other ingredients. So I got my gnocchi from the Dollar Tree. So if you're like me and happen to have some of these on hand, awesome. Or when you try to do your round of grocery shopping every week, every 2 weeks, whatever, the Dollar Tree has not been too bad. They've had some decent food options, and it's less picked over than a lot of the grocery stores, so something to consider. So I have my gnocchi nuggets, and then for the creamy base, there's a couple different ways to achieve that, and like I said, I'm going to keep it kind of open-ended based on what you actually have. So I'll show you two of the different ways I have achieved the creamy base. One of them is with Alfredo sauce. So what I'll do is this, and I water it down a little bit, and then I add chicken broth to it. So you can either just cut this with canned chicken broth if you have that, or cut it with water and a little bit of bouillon. This is what I do because it's cheaper and it stores better because it's not taking up as much room. But, you know, like I said, do what you have. So like I said, you use these, you have creamy base, you have the salty broth, and it makes a really, really nice soup. And so you can put gnocchi in it, you can put, I happen to have frozen kale. I bought a bunch of it like handful of months ago when it was cheap, and I froze it in Ziploc bags, so that's what I happen to have on me. Another way to do this, sorry I'm kind of scattered everywhere. I'm just trying to make sure that I'm conveying this, and I also still have homework. I still have homework amongst all this craziness. My school shut down, but the classes are still going on, and I still have like 3 medical tests, so sorry if I seem a little everywhere. Another way to achieve that creamy broth is if you have any kind of creamy potato soup, either canned on hand or if you have powder. So if, like I said, if you make that nice creamy broth, whether out of the Alfredo or a creamy potato soup, or if you happen to have like cream of chicken soup on hand, or even heavy cream, just think of how can you achieve the creamy, fatty component, and then the salty broth to mix with it. So that's one of my favorite kind of more indulgent things you can make out of stuff with your cupboard. But even then, even if you don't have this stuff, you know, if you just kind of want to make this more of a fun meal as if your family was going out to eat, a lot of people have pasta on hand, so you can just make pasta, pair it with bread, and just try to make it a fun, nice meal and focus on the good. As far as bread goes, if you have bargain bread, this pairs really good with this. Or you can always make homemade bread. If you have a Pinterest account, there is some really excellent copycat Olive Garden breadstick recipes that are just similarly mimicked to that. So that's a really easy one, and it uses very few ingredients. I don't remember which one I used last time I made those breadsticks because it was a couple years ago. But they have really, really awesome ideas for breadsticks and rolls and stuff on Pinterest. I hope that this was helpful, and this is giving you guys some ideas of the things that you can make right now. I know for a lot of us, it's, you know, We're based off what we have in our freezer, what we have in our pantry. Some stores still have a lot of things sold out, and then there's also individuals that are trying to figure out how to work their budget for the next 2-4 months. We don't know. We really don't know. And so while we're figuring those things out, just make sure that you're utilizing things you have, eating up your leftovers, not wasting things. And when you're cooking out of your freezer and your fridge and your pantry and things that you have the option to make it kind of a funner meal. Like I said, this is one of my favorite things to make, and it's super, super tasty. It doesn't cost very much. I hope that this was helpful to give you guys kind of an idea of the kinds of things that you can make. I hope all you guys are staying safe and healthy, and I just hope things are going well for you guys. Have a wonderful day. Bye.